Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome back to another episode of the Science of Farming broadcast. I am Sister Rashida Muhammad. I am so happy and honored to welcome you. And I'll go ahead and open with our beautiful greetings in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. I bear witness there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. I have with us today Sister Melody Muhammad and the beautiful Sister Beatrice X. I am so happy to have both of you all here on the show today. And Sister Melody, I'm so excited because how blessed are we to be able to host this show on today, September 17th, which is the 39th anniversary of the More Than Vision-like experience of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. What a blessing indeed. And we will talk more about that at the end of the show. But Sister Melody, I'm going to let you get started so we can talk to our beautiful Sister Beatrice and see what she has going on.
Yes, ma'am. So earlier, Sister Rashida asked me, how did I meet you, Sister Beatrice? So I told her that I was blessed to be welcome to the Bugs Conference in New York. And this was some years back. And I was in there as the instructor, the teacher on canning. And I met your daughter. She was sitting in the audience. And after I did my presentation, she, introduced herself. And I think really the rest is history, because Sister B has been, her and her grandson has came to my farm, and I say our farm. And, we have been just, sisters ever since. She has been a mentor to me because she has animal husbandry, but I'm not gonna go on and on about her. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. So Sister V, go ahead, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am honored to be here, especially on this special day. And we've been farming. The name of my farm is Amon Farm. It was named after my oldest grandson, who we decided to take out of public school and homeschool. And when we asked him what would he like to do, he said he wanted to farm. So that's how we started. And 8 years later, we're still at it. And he just graduated high school. And for graduation, based on the farm, he was able to take the products that he grow and turn it into a food truck business. So that's how we started.
Wow. Wow, what a program. Did you all, I'm sorry, Sister Mel, I jumped right in there because that just blew me away. Now, did you all develop a curriculum so that others can follow or lay out a format? Because that's beautiful to go from high school, growing your own food and turning that into a food truck business.
So right now, we are turning it into a nonprofit where other students can come and learn and duplicate what he did. All of his friends want to know how could they get involved and how could they do it also. So yes, the curriculum grew as he grew and as we added to the farm. So we do have now a complete curriculum, and we just love what we do, really.
Yes, ma'am. I listened talking to you the other day. I can tell that you love what you do. And when I was listening, I love what you do also. And I can't wait for our audience to learn more. Sister Melody, before I continue, do you have anything?
Yeah, I want to really get right into some of the things that you've been doing on the farm over the last 8 years, and even some of the challenges, sis, because sometimes we hear all of the pros and stuff, but some of the cons we want to learn from too. So then hopefully we won't, make other mistakes that some of the, I want to say farmers or gardeners are doing now.
Okay. So as a farmer, we do more than just grow food. And when I say grow food, I mean plants. So we also do animals. We started off with chickens. We got rid of all the chickens because we just didn't get along with chickens. They're a handful. Also, we did goats, but those two was a handful, to the point where it was more of a problem than an enjoyment. They would get out of the yard. They would be on top of the roof. They would be down the road, down the block. So right now, we raise lamb and squab, and we raise the squab based on how to eat to live. And what another thing that we learned when raising chickens and listening, reading through the book of How to Eat to Live, it explained to us that squab was like the only clean animal we could eat.
Right.
And so as we was raising the chickens and we saw what chickens do, chickens eat each other, chicken eat poop, chicken terrorize each other, they terrorize people. And when we switched to squabs, it was just a beautiful thing. Each baby squab is raised by both the mother and the father. They take turns feeding the babies, and they were just a totally different beast. And we fell in love with doing squab, and so that's what we really want to do. Our farm is geared toward a healthier lifestyle. So though some of us on the farm is turning into vegetarians and becoming vegetarians, we supply meat so that people can have a clean source of meat. Everything we grow is organic, whether it's animals or the trees. We also have an orchard. We have 5 greenhouses, and then we have open space where we grow larger crops. But the whole idea is to grow organic and to provide for the community a healthier food than you get in the grocery stores.
Sister Beatrice, that's really interesting. The dynamics between the chicken and the squab. That's very, very informative. Thank you for sharing that. But my question is, reading Sister Sherry, my question is with the squab. So how do you sell the squab alive, or you have a processing center?
We have a processing center.
What?
We are qualified to harvest 10,000 birds per year.
What?
And so we slaughter our own squabs. We do.
Okay, so what? Wow. Now, so how did you build this on your land, or you go to a facility?
No, everything is done on the farm.
Okay.
Everything we do is on the farm. So we have a facility in which we grow them, and then we also have an area in which we slaughter animals. So we slaughter lamb, but when we slaughter the lamb ourselves, it's normally for friends and family. And then if we're going to sell it to the public, we do take it to a USDA facility to get slaughtered in the manner that the government allows us to sell it to the public. So we do have 2 different types, but the birds we can slaughter on land and sell to the public. They allow that.
Wow. So
Yes.
how many squab do you have?
The most we ever had is 300, and right
Wow.
now it's about 150, and we call that our breeding stock. So we really just are trying to grow it to the point where we could house 1,000 to 3,000 at tops, the squabs. And we're working in collaboration with another farmer who has 130 acres and want to bring about one of the largest squab companies in America.
Beautiful.
Once upon a time, it was a black family in South Carolina that had the largest squab in the nation, in the whole country. And because of COVID, he lost and he closed up shop. But he's now my mentor, and he is helping us at Amon Farm to develop the next largest squab farm in America.
And that's what this show is about. You're preaching it. It's about connecting other people to resources so that we can share information about you and your farm, so that others who can support your farm can come and benefit from what you all are growing. We want to connect, and we want to encourage others to grow and do exactly what you're doing. I mean, you are the model, and I'm so, it sounds crazy, but I'm so proud of you, Sister Beatrice. I'm really proud of you. You are definitely, look, you're going to be my mentor. And I know Sister Melody is already working with you, but definitely you're going to be my mentor. Sister Melody, do you have anything?
Yeah, you sent these awesome pictures and photos. So can you talk about, the photos that you sent, and we can, put them up on the screen for people to see? Because I know when I visit your farm, of course, she had an awesome layout for us of real food. And then we also had some of her lamb and it was so tender and good. Of course, we had bean soup and everything else, but she's a great host. But yeah, she also gave us a lot of the not freeze dried vegetables. I still have
Yes.
them. You gave me some freeze dried asparagus and some other things. So can you talk a little bit about that and show us some of the photos that you're doing with that for
Okay.
preservatives?
So we freeze dry. Nothing goes to waste. So
Good.
anything if we grow over and we have too much food, we freeze dry it or we dehydrate it. So nothing goes to waste. And if you freeze dry, it has a 25-year lifespan. And if you dehydrate it, you have a 4 to 5 year lifespan. So the good thing about that is that you don't have to rush and say, "Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's going to waste. It's going to go to waste." No, nothing goes to waste. And if we do have fresh food that we're not able to dehydrate it, the sheeps just love it. They eat our
Yeah.
vegetables, they eat our tomatoes, they eat our apples, our pears, our everything. So nothing goes to waste on the farm, and that's important because when you put that type of work into making something, you don't want to see it go to waste.
Right. And I want to take a quick moment, Sister Beatrice, to just tell our audience, if you all have any questions for Sister Beatrice or anyone on the panel, please go ahead and type your questions in the queue while we continue the conversation. And at a point in this in the podcast, we'll go ahead and tap into the questions. I know that Sister, I wanted to ask you about you mentioned an orchid because you have a farm that has so many different things going on. So talk to us about your orchard.
So we have a half an acre orchard, and we have at least 35 trees and all different kinds of trees. So we plant all different kinds because if you plant the same tree and let's say it gets diseased, all the trees will die. So
Mhm.
what we do is we mix them up so that if there's a disease or an insect that likes one tree and it decimates one tree, it won't be able to dissipate the next tree because it doesn't like that tree. So if it likes
Oh,
apples, it likes apples. It's not going to bother the plums. Those that like the plums will not bother the apples. So we have a mixed fruit orchard, and we have plums, grapes, blueberries. We even have strawberries, pears, persimmons, figs, and we got a bunch more. I can't remember them all. We even have some banana trees, but they haven't fruited yet. So, yes, plant your trees because we have one tree, one pear tree that has put out this year alone 150 pears and is
wow.
still producing. That's just one tree. And one tree comes from one seed.
Wow.
So, another thing is when we first wanted to like play with it and see if we could actually grow something, we went to the grocery store and we had a lemon. And we got out of that lemon, I think about 6 seeds. And
Hmm.
you know how you have those hanging house plants in your house? We took the seeds and just stuck it in there. And surprisingly, they shot up. And we had 5 trees automatically. And then we took them out of there and we put them in its own plant. And those trees we still have today on the farm. We were able to plant them outside, and we have 5 lemon trees, and they produce lemons. And it's really, really that simple. We started with seeds that came straight out of the grocery store. We have avocado trees and mango trees and lemon trees from the fruit we actually brought in the grocery store. It's very, very simple. Just get started. You don't need a huge farm. Start in your kitchen, start on your balcony, Just put a seed in some soil and don't forget to water it. And you'll be surprised how fast it grows. We started, I think by year 3, we had fruits. We had
Wow.
fruits by year 3.
And B, you on the truck. So, and
Right.
you do cross country trucking. So
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you can do that and find time to grow food and you cross country doing trucking as a female, then we all should be able to do it, right?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
see them
I
pictures
have
because I'm telling you, those pictures was really nice.
I
we
know
have
we're
babies growing. Babies are growing
yes.
on the farm. The
And
babies are growing.
we're trying to get to those pictures, Sister Melody.
Okay.
But I wanted to go back to the trees, because what we want to do is encourage anyone who's listening to grow trees for sure. So when you say stagger, so you have a lemon tree, then you have an avocado tree, or and then another type of tree. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. So
Okay.
we have a plum, a peach, a pear, a banana, and you just keep mixing them up. You don't want them. Um, Maybe every fourth tree might be the same.
Okay.
I know
Hmm.
they
Okay.
said
Um,
too, you can't do one blueberry. So
so you
sometimes you gotta have pairs, or sometimes you have to have a female and a male.
Right.
correct. Yes, you do need at least 2 of each kind. You do
Right.
need that. Hmm.
And sister, when I was talking to you also, you mentioned that you all even do edible flowers, and you have a herb garden too. So talk to us about that.
So we call it the tea and herb edible flower garden. And so we have like 7 different mints: peppermint, spearmint, chocolate mint.
Mm,
We have lemon balm. Just everything that you could think of. We have chamomile tea. And we grow okra. We grow it for the fruit. Don't get me wrong, but we love the flower. And the
mm,
flowers on fruit trees are just medicinal,
mm-hmm.
and they are packed with sometimes greater nutrition than the fruit itself. So, for example, we would take okra flour and freeze dry it. And so, when you make your bean soup and you put that freeze dried okra flour on top of your bean soup, you just came up. So, you have now a gorgeous plate of food with a greater nutrition value just because you added that flour. And when you eat it, it melts in your mouth like butter. It is just
Wow.
incredible to taste. And when you could do that with marigolds, you could do it with quite a few things. There are edible flowers that you could just freeze dry and put in your salads. You don't even have, if you want to eat them fresh, you can, and you could put them in your salads. So yes, we grow edible flowers.
Yes, ma'am. And I also remember you telling me about the persimmons. You were driving down the street and you saw some persimmons. You want to tell that story?
Yes, man. Sometimes we get caught up like we don't have enough time to run to the store and buy
Right.
seeds, or we don't want to online it, and because we forget about it. We just forget about it. But you'll be surprised when you're driving down the road or you go to the grocery store. I came across a tree and they had some fresh persimmons. They were falling off the tree. And I grabbed about 40 of them. I just got me a grocery bag, a Walmart grocery bag, and I put all the fruit in there. And I ran home and I washed all the fruit and I took all the seeds out. So now I have about 200 seeds of
Whoa.
persimmons in which we're going to grow. Yes.
Wow.
It's that
Wow.
simple.
Well, let
It's
me
that
ask you
simple.
this, because your farm is so diverse. How many people does it take to kind of keep this going? What like, and that's one question. And then number two is, what does your standard day look like on the farm?
During high season, it's hectic.
Yeah.
It's sun up to sundown. I ain't not gonna tell no story. And I would say for every acre you need a person. So you have a
Um,
1 acre farm, one person could do it. But when you get to an 8 acre farm or 10 acre farm, you literally need 10 people. And that's why we cut up the farm the way we did, so that we could bounce around from each section to each section. So we have a 1 acre farm just for the lamb. We have a quarter acre just for the squabs. We got a half an acre just for the orchard. We have 5 greenhouses to grow fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, excuse me. And then we have another, it's about a half an acre for the tea and the flower garden. And we sell, we grow hibiscus,
Mm-hmm.
just the amount of things that you could grow. And we do it because it's medicinal more than anything else. We do it because it's medicinal. And a lot of people don't know this. The fruit leaves on a tree,
Yes, tea.
all of them can be made into tea. and
Wow.
and we should study it because um a lot of these ailments that we're going to the doctors for,
Mm-hmm.
hypertension, um overweight, the leaves of these trees can help us out.
Mm-hmm.
And we should, there's a couple of books that we should look, and right now we're still in the information age. Google it. If you do have fruit trees, think about the leaves. All of them
Mm-hmm.
can be made into teas, beneficial teas that really help us.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, and you're absolutely right. And it's one of the reasons why we really started this program, this podcast, because we really wanted to push what the minister has always said, and that is to grow your own food. So we want to encourage each other to do it and show each other just how easy it is to do. And you're right, you can go to the store, whatever fruit you eat, especially if it's organic, put it in the ground and start growing something. And even I was thinking, you know how you go to the store and you get the scallions and it still has the little root at the bottom?
Yes.
Put them in the ground. I was
Yes.
thinking today when I was growing up, I remember my dad was growing onions and it was sandy soil and he didn't even do anything to it. It just kept coming and coming and coming. So you can definitely start your garden. It doesn't
And we
take
do that
much.
with ginger too. We go to the grocery store and we get our
Absolutely.
ginger, especially with the little spouts out there, and we cut it up and we put it in the ground. And we actually do buy, um if you have hard soil, you just go down to Lowe's, get some sand, mix it in your clay soil, and you literally could still grow things that need loamy soil. Just
Wow.
add the sand, add the things that you need to make that soil rich. You could add that. So we do a huge. We have a 20 by 20 foot compost pit. So
Wow.
all the food that we don't eat, all the scraps, it goes into there. All the grass cutting goes into there. And every season we just have this beautiful black, rich black soil that we use to pot the seeds in
Absolutely.
for the next season. So you
Yeah.
just make your surroundings work for you.
Well, Sister Beatrice, you have definitely done that. How can our audience get in touch with you? Number one, if they want to visit the farm and purchase any of the food items that you mentioned. And then number two, if they want to support the farm.
We have amanfarm.com. That's our
Can you spell
website.
that?
AMMAN farm FARM.com. And they could reach us there. They could email us there. They could ask questions there. They even could buy things there on the website.
Okay,
Oh,
excellent.
That's the best way to reach us.
Okay, perfect. Sister Melody, you have anything?
yeah, I was going to say that, so many things I know Amon, your grandson, has done, to help on that farm with the
Yes,
animals and everything. I'm hoping that, very soon we can get him on as well because, we really want to see these teenagers start
right,
getting involved with,
right.
the land because, we want to see
It,
more
it's
and more
it's
young
very
people.
important. I have two grandkids that work the farm, and the youngest one is Makai. He was 8, and he actually had a worm farm. And
Yeah.
he grew mealworms, and
Mm,
mealworms can be used to feed fish, feed chickens. They also be put into the soil to aerate the dirt, the soil.
mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
and he was 8. He started when he was 7, and he didn't. After a while, he didn't really finish it, but we kept the farm going. So kids, they get interested and then they get disinterested. But he admires his brother. His cousin is actually his cousin. He admires his cousin, and anything his cousin wants to do, he wants to do it too. So he follows them out on their farm, and he learns how to do the lambs, and he learned how to do the squabs, and he learned how to do the greenhouses. So the kids are very, very interesting. They really are interested in growing their own food.
And we're really excited to hear that. And I tell you, I have to make a trip up there and visit you and the farm because I'm so excited at what I'm hearing. And I'm even more excited because you all have developed a blueprint for others to come behind you and duplicate. So, do you have that blueprint on your site,
I
Sister?
do not have it on my site. I
Okay.
do not. We just keep that for the students that come in. But that's a good point. We might start adding that to our site.
Please do. And
Okay.
we're going to jump very quickly because Sister Melody mentioned those pictures. So we're going to run through those very quickly. So let's go ahead and load these beautiful pictures that Sister sent. Oh, beautiful. Look at that soil. You want to explain that, sis?
Yes, so that is my oldest grandson, and he was given a class, and those are his students. And he was teaching them how to put, I can't remember what plant was they putting in, but they were growing food. And so that was a class he was given.
Beautiful. And let's go to the next one.
That was the same class. He was teaching them how to cultivate the land.
Right. And I was looking at that equipment. You definitely have to have land equipment to have to work through as much land as you all have.
And this is true. That equipment is over 100 years old. So
Wow.
some people go out and the first thing they do is go get a tractor. That's the worst thing you could do because now you're in debt before you
Mm-hmm.
have made a profit. And I was able to find that a piece of equipment and it works the same. It does exactly the same job. You got to need a little more elbow grease, but it tills the land just the same. And
Beautiful.
I was debt free. You just pay cash and keep it moving until you
That,
can get
that's
to that point.
important. That
Yes,
is
it's very
important.
important.
And we're
And I
gonna fly. We're gonna fly through these next pictures because we're right at the end. So those are your peppers, and that's one of your hoop houses, correct?
It is,
I
yes.
also want to thank Sister B though and her grandson there because they came down to my farm, and I'm talking about most of us really need help on the farm, and they
Absolutely.
came and they gave physical help to help me do some things to lift this chicken coop up. I would have never been able to do it. I couldn't find any help to do it, and they traveled 4 hours from Charlotte to help me do that. So these are the kind of people that I
Yeah.
like to be working with. As people going to be hands on, helping you out when you need it. And I'm telling you, her grandson, he went with us to a few. He went with me, right, to Brother Ghazi's farm. And I just love working with the young people and seeing them and us helping to motivate them to help us.
Right. And again, that's
Thank
what this show
you.
is about, connecting and encouraging and definitely supporting each other. Now, what do we have here, Sister Beatrice?
These are freeze dried apples that came off our
Mm.
apple trees. We freeze dried them and we put some cinnamon on it. And that's just one of the products we have on the farm. Yes, freeze dried
That's,
apples.
and then who's this little gentleman playing in the pot there?
That is my youngest grandson in training. And you can tell he's ready to become the next farmer.
Okay,
Gotta
absolutely.
start them early.
Start them early, very,
Yes.
very early. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Sister Beatrice. We're so
Yes.
happy that you were able to participate. I don't think we have any questions in our queue. You were absolutely so. Oh, I'm getting a signal. We do have questions, so we're going to go ahead and take a couple of those questions very quickly. Um, but you've been so very thorough in your explanation of what's going on the farm. I love how you all have it divided into sections. I absolutely love that. And I'm looking forward to having you all return to the show, especially your grandson, too, so we can see some more of those pictures and encourage others that they don't have to. Because I remember talking to you and you were saying that you just started small. You all just started, and then each year you just kept growing and kept growing and kept growing.
Yes. First day, just get 1 cup and 1 seed.
Okay, that's all it takes to get started. And I tell you, one of the things Sister Melanie and I talk about is when you plant that seed and you see that little baby growing up. It's like having a little baby in your arms. You're like, oh my gosh, you get so excited seeing those babies come up. It's really, really a beautiful process that Allah has us able to witness. And son, are you able to bring up those questions? Here we go. Apologize for the mistypes. This is Sister Tasha McBride. Thank you for your question. Apologize for the mistype. Does the fruit carry the same nutritional value when you freeze dry it?
Freeze dry has the highest nutritional value. It keeps 97% of the nutritional value over canning and dehydrating.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for your question, Sister Tasha. Our next question, Assalamu alaikum. What are the different ways to freeze dry your foods?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she's referring to dehydration versus freeze dry. I'm not sure about that question.
Okay, yes, because you can use a dehydrator as opposed to freeze drying it.
And I
Yes, and
also just found out you can use your air fryer to freeze dry too.
Yeah, we did. We just learned about that.
okay.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Well, we thank you all so very much for your questions. And again, Sister Beatrice, we thank you so much. And I'm like, Sister Melody, yeah, you're driving all cross country and still got your farm going. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody that they cannot grow while they're sitting still when you're growing while you're moving all about. So
You can do
No
it.
excuses.
Get
we
it
do,
done.
yes, ma'am. We do thank you all for participating in our show. We thank you so much. We ask that you all continue to support us by watching our show every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And also continue to donate and support this show at Closing the Gap broadcast. You can donate to Cash App via Cash App. You have $CTG, broadcast. You can also participate and donate by PayPal at jkingdom1@aol.com. And also, you can donate via Zelle at Closing the Gap. And we do encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and donate so we think we can keep our own broadcast going. This is amazing that we can have shows like this and share with each other like this. I thank you all so much. I do want to add very quickly for those who, again, today is a very special day, September 17th. It is the 39th anniversary of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan More Than a Vision-Like Experience. So if you have not watched that announcement that he made years ago, you can go to Nation of Islam. You're going to click on those three dots. When you click on the three dots, you'll see webcast. Click on live webcast. Once you click on live webcast, that's the actual, when you go to the website, you'll see that first. And let's go to the next slide. Once you click on webcast, you're going to type in the words, the press conference, October 1989. When you put that information in, it will pull up the webcast. It will actually show you the press conference. So we want to encourage each of you to do that. Very special information that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan received from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we want you to partake in that in this very, very special day as we close out. I thank you all again for joining us, Sister Beatrice. Hugs, hugs, hugs. You're doing an amazing job. You and everyone there on the farm. I greet you all in the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, family.